Hello friends, how are you? Today I will tell you about 3 bills passed by Indian Parliament. If you like this video, please subscribe my YouTube channel and press bell icon for future useful videos. On the 13th day of the winter session, the Lok Sabha passed the 3 revised criminal law bills, namely the Bharatiya Nyaya, Second Sanhita, proposing to replace the Indian Penal Code, the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha, Second Sanhita, proposing to replace the Code of Criminal Procedure, and the Bharatiya Sakshya, Second Sanhita, which seeks to replace the Indian Evidence Act. Bills were passed along with certain new amendments moved by Union Home Minister Amitshah. One of the amendments relate to giving exemptions to doctors in cases of death due to medical negligence. These bills passed the Parliament's lower house on Wednesday afternoon, amidst the suspension of 141 opposition members of Parliament, MP, from both houses. 13 legislators were suspended from the Lok Sabha last week, and 82 over the last 2 days, adding to a growing list of disciplinary action initiated against lawmakers. The proposed criminal law bills have been under scrutiny, with concerns raised previously by opposition leaders such as Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary and senior advocate Kapil Sibal, who have highlighted potential violations of human rights and the inadequacy of safeguards against excesses by law enforcement agencies. The bills focus on digitization and information and communication technology, among other things, gained the members' approval. This is this age of communication and technology is power, said senior advocate and former law minister Ravi Shankar Prasad. Prasad also hailed the provision for mandatory video recording of search and seizure procedures, saying that it will check misuses. Other aspects that the legislators commended included the legislative effort to streamline and expedite the criminal justice system in a bid to address the problems of deficiencies in investigation, and court delays, and the wide-ranging consultations that preceded the introduction of the 3 bills. Ravi Shankar Prasad also highlighted the provisions of the bill allowing in absentia trial in cases where the accused have absconded. All India Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin, MP Asaduddin Owaisi, raised concerns over the prejudice in the implementation of criminal laws against religious minorities and other vulnerable communities like Dalits and Adivasis, a prohibition on third parties from filing mercy petitions on behalf of death row prisoners, a bar on bail where an investigation, inquiry, or trial in more than one offense or in multiple cases are pending against an accused, and the lack of provisions penalizing sexual assault against men and stalking of men. He also voiced his apprehensions about a provision in the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita allowing police custody beyond 15 days, pointing to potential violation of civil liberties. Other aspects he touched upon included the non-inclusion of D.K. Basu guidelines.
Further, he stressed that the provisions penalizing terrorism could lead to misuse and questioned the government's attempt to reintroducing the offence of sedition without using this nomenclature, despite its undertaking to the Supreme Court.
The concluding remarks were by Home Minister Shah, who began by insisting that not only were the bills in line with our constitutional principles and morality, but have also been designed keeping in mind future technological innovations. During his speech, he outlined the bill's key provisions. For instance, he said that the terrorism-related provisions reflected the governance's commitment to a policy of zero tolerance towards terrorism, highlighting that the word terrorism was defined for the first time under Indian law to ensure that no one can use loopholes to circumvent the judicial process. Notably, the Home Minister stressed the shift away from Rajdroha to Deshdroha under the new penal code. He added, while the Indian Penal Code penalizes works against the government, the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita will only punish those who work against the nation. Such people must and will go to jail and be punished. The criminal procedure laws, the minister said, were designed to maintain a fine balance between the powers of law enforcement and the rights of citizens. They are also meant to protect the interests of the accused and the victim alike, he explained, again with reference to the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita and the Bharatiya Sakshya Bill. He highlighted the emphasis on digitization of the processes involved in the criminal justice system and on digital and electronic evidence. We are about to eradicate all signs of the shackles of our colonial past and of our slavery and create completely Indian criminal laws. These laws embody the spirit of the Constitution of India, which is the spirit of justice, and will fulfill another promise made by Narendramodi, Home Minister Shah said, as he appealed to the Lok Sabha members to pass the 3 bills. Live updates from the discussion can be found here. Home Minister Amitshah introduced the 3 criminal law reform bills in the Parliament's monsoon session, but they were later referred to the Home Affairs Standing Committee. Last month, the panel submitted its reports on the proposed bills, suggesting various changes. For example, it recommended that the offense of adultery, struck down in 2018 by a constitution bench in the landmark Joseph Shine judgment on the ground that it was discriminatory towards women and perpetuated gender stereotypes, be retained in the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita after modifying it to make it gender-neutral. The committee also recommended the retention of a provision similar to Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code to criminalize sexual offenses against men, non-binary persons, and animals. The Standing Committee's recommendations also touched on other aspects of the 3 bills, such as a suggestion to include a provision in the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita for the secure handling and processing of electronic and digital records acquired as evidence during the course of investigation, or amendment to ensure greater clarity in interpreting a clause allowing police custody beyond the first 15 days. While certain recommendations have been incorporated, others remain unchanged. Home Minister Shah have said that most of the changes are grammatical in nature. On December 12th, the Centre reintroduced the 3 revised criminal bills, including the BNSS, in the Indian Parliament's lower house, withdrawing the previous versions introduced in August